Hello, Sampri. How are you doing, mate? Have you had a good day? I'm alright, mate. How are you? Yep, I'm good. I'm doodling away, so all's good in the world if I'm doodling. I did this eye today. I did the eye on live stream earlier today. Well, I may as well continue with the same picture. I do that a lot. I'll do an eye and then it'll be... What shall I do next? I might as well continue. I'll put a nose on this eye. Then I put a mouth on the eye, on the nose, and it ends up being a full face, apart from the left eye, because I can't fit it on. So I put this eye in the centrepiece. I can't fit the other on, so... It's just the way it goes, isn't it? That's just the way it is. Just using the old brusharoo it. Who was the piano guy? Oh, that was my son Charlie. Yeah, I did a live stream earlier, and I thought I'll just video the fire. And then Charlie started playing in background. So I thought I'd tell you what, if anybody's watching, they might want to watch Charlie play piano. So. Yeah, that's our Charlie. He's playing C plays as well. He's quite a good pianist. guy you draw with guitar and piano are the same. No, no. The guy who I drew with the guitar, he was a guy who I taught to plaster. My job is to teach people how to plaster. You know, making walls smooth, basically. So that guy with the guitar, he was on the plastering course a few months ago, and he was a guitar teacher. So he brought his guitar in, and I videoed him playing cavatina. And then obviously took the image from him playing cavatina. But no, that's not the same guy. That guy was probably older than me, so he's definitely not my son. The piano guy is my son, Charlie, who was 19. And that guy is probably older than me. We're playing cavatina. Probably, I'm not sure. Yeah, I come across a lot of different people in my job. Lots of different people. About my job, I meet a lot of different people. I'm working tomorrow, the weekend. I'm working next week. Got a course on. So I won't be doing any live streams through the day because I'll be working. I'm a talented guy. Well, occasionally I am. You know what you know, don't you? And you do take it for granted what you can do and what you can't do. I think you always want to do what you can't do. I've been drawing all my life, so I do just take it for granted that I can draw a half decent piece, half decent image. You always envy people who have talents that you don't think are achievable. Of intelligence. Half decent. Yeah. Well, there's people out there who are a lot better than me. That's what I mean, half decent. I'm never going to put myself on this pedestal because there's always room for improvement no matter what you're doing, no matter what. Unless you're the best in the world at something, and obviously art is not something that you can class yourself the best in the world at, because there's artists out there who are doing what you're not doing and what you've probably never even tried to do. And it's subjective. What some people's Van Gogh is other people's tenner-penny artists, so you know you can't really judge art like that. You know, you might look at this and say I can never achieve that, but I know that you can. And I know there's people out there who can do exactly what I'm doing and better. But it's just what it is. It's just, I just do it for something to do, and I'm not trying to be better than anybody. It's not about being better than the next person. It's just enjoying what you're doing and if you get something out of it and I get something out of it, then it's a positive thing. You've got to look at it as something that's good. You're doing something good. You're enjoying yourself. It beats getting drunk and taking drugs. If you can find something that's better than alcohol, then you're on a winner. I'd rather do this any day. It's good for my mental health. It's good for my cognitive function. Hi Deem, I didn't realise we were talking to somebody else. Hiya Deem, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Why don't you do give some appreciation to yourself? Yeah, I get it. You know, it's good. But you know when you know that you do something without thinking about it, and you just this is what I do pretty much every day. So it's difficult to appreciate what you're doing because I'm doing this for purely selfish reasons. I enjoy it. It's it's better than doing nothing. It's better than going to the pub and drinking alcohol. You know, you're not achieving anything positive by going to a pub and drinking alcohol or taking drugs. So again, if you can find something that beats things like that. This looks so hard to do. It's not really. It's just literally finding basic shapes and shading where I think they need to be shaded. Yeah, I do believe anybody can learn this. Just learning where shadows live and where the light lives, and you learn that by practicing it. I've done faces like this loads and loads and loads of times. That's why the other day I did something completely different that I've not really done. I drew New York City in oil pastels, and the result was absolutely terrible. But I enjoyed it. It was nice using colour. And it was nice using a different medium as well. I'm used to using charcoal that much that now to use pencil or charcoal. So using paints or pastels, colour especially. Yeah, completely agree with that last comment, Sampreet. Ruin people's lives. Obviously within excess they do. There's no wrong with a little bit of alcohol, but I'm not going to lie, I've drank alcohol before and I occasionally drink it, but I'd definitely rather be doing this. Or snowboarding and surfing and playing guitar. You have to live your life how you want to live it. I'm not going to tell anybody how to live theirs. And this is what I'll do until I'm dead. Till the day that big lord upstairs makes my appointment to go see him. Hey, Bo.
Where's the headphones?
The headphones, I don't know. Some there. There's some down there.
Where?
There. Was I headphones? No, no. I'm just talking to my daughter. She's coming in bed. She's coming in the bedroom. She's looking for some headphones. So where they are. Well, are they in Charlie's bedroom?
They look work.
How much progress you did in a few minutes? Yeah, exactly. It's again, it's just a process. You know, you're looking at shadows, and if you're looking at a face for shadows, you're looking at shadows underneath the nose, top lip. Top lip's usually a bit darker than the bottom lip if you're working with heavy shadows. So the top lip, I always put it quite dark. The bottom lip, underneath the bottom lip's going to be dark because that's going to be in shadow. And we just do some curls on the bottom lip. A lot of your friends are doing alcohol. Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you can't tell your friends what to do, and even though you know it's no good, it just leads to bad ill health. Yeah, it just leads to ill health. And when you research alcohol, what it does to you, it kills your brain cells and you never get your brain cells back. Obviously, your liver, one of the most important organs in your body. Liver, obviously, only if you're drinking excessively. I'm not saying that you shouldn't never drink alcohol, because if you're a sort of person who gets stressed and you haven't got anything like this to fall back on, you know, if you're not doing any kind of activity, you know, if you don't have any hobbies, then it's really easy to get into bad habits of drinking. As long as you're not drinking in excess, it can be good for you. A little bit of alcohol is not bad for you at all. Beats it, then you've cracked life. It's a big help. What kind of pen is that? It's a charcoal pencil. Yeah, it's charcoal. And that's charcoal. So that's a charcoal block. This is a Crawford and Black. Crawford and Black charcoal pencil. That's what I'm using now. Okay. Thanks, ZMC. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. And this for 20 minutes. How to use charcoal pencil and charcoal. And what's the difference? Well, obviously a pencil is a lot easier to control. You can sharpen your pencil, so you can use it basically like a graphite pencil, but instead of being graphite, it's charcoal, which means you can get the values much darker. You don't have that reflective quality that you're getting graphite, so you don't have to worry about the light shining on it. It's, you know, charcoal is matte on the paper, which I prefer, and you can get this really black. You can get this really, you know, black. You can't do that with the darkest graphite pencil. Won't be as black as that. And that's the problem with graphite. I like using graphites though, but I just prefer getting these really dark values from charcoal. And you can manipulate charcoal probably a little bit easier than you can graphite. You know, you can blend it, smudge it, and it changes its. It does change. I mean, if you look at that there, it's rough, and just from a little brush, just with a little brush, it just changes its value, tone, and the shade. It's a different colour. You know, this white here, if I just brush over it, straight away the tone darkens up. And it'll do that with graphite as well, but it just takes a lot longer with graphite. Charcoal block, well, that's really good for just getting big areas covered. You know, if I want to darken all of this up, I could literally just do this. You know, put it on its side, and straight away everything is getting darker. Everything's getting darker. So just with imagine doing that with graphite, you just couldn't do it. You know, with a pencil, you'd be here forever, darkening everything up. Whereas the block, put it flat, and literally, and within 3 seconds, everything's darker. Now you don't want it darker all the time, obviously. I've just darkened absolutely everything up. So I'm going to smudge everything with my brush. I've got a bigger brush as well, which I'll probably use. Or I could even use my sponge. I've got quite a big sponge. So if I just go over everything lightly, then those values are just going to become more true and smooth. Now everything's darker now. I didn't want it that dark, but obviously for tutor purposes, then I can always lighten it back up again. See, straight away, that's looking, that little nose using that's a kneading eraser. I can shape this, and then I can just, if I want that nose highlighting, then I just rub it, and the nose is now shiny. The lips, top of the lip, I want that to be highlighted, because there's going to be a bit of a shine there. So straight away, look at that, you've got a nice reflective surface coming through just from darkening everything up. And the bottom lip, I'll have a couple of these a little bit lighter. So the eye needs to come lighter, especially the white of the eye. So this is a little bit like reverse shading. You know, instead of darkening everything up, you know, lightening everything. And then you've got your orbital eraser, just clean it off. I can use that for the reflection. So I can bring everything back. So even if you go over everything too dark, it doesn't really matter, because there's ways around bringing it back. Bring some light back into the iris as well. So I'm just going for some highlights on the wet and the light areas with my orbital eraser. Thanks, Demon. I appreciate that. Thanks to Demon's little sister as well. So yeah, sometimes it's nice to just darken everything up and do some reverse shading. Just bringing certain areas back to life, like the eye. You know, brought that eye. It probably looks better now than it did before. Give some advice that you think that every intermediate art must know. It's a good question. I don't proclaim to be a professional artist. I'm not a professional artist. I just do this as a hobby, and obviously I've started this YouTube channel because I enjoy it. I thought some advice that my biggest I think my biggest advice would be, I've noticed that a lot of people who are beginning to draw, they're really scared of doing dark. And I've said this a lot, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel like they're scared of going really, really dark. But if you don't go really dark, the highlights can't show through. You know, look at this, it's quite a dark piece. But the highlight on the nose just shows through. And it looks more dramatic. So, scared of going dark. You don't know what your piece is going to look like unless you push the boundaries. You know, you push the darks dark, and then you pull the lights back out again, which is what I've just done in front of you. You know, 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, this piece was a lot lighter. It probably looks better now because I've made everything darker, and now I can lighten the tones back up again, where I think the highlights are going to be. I'm just using my putty eraser. You know, this nose is now coming back to life. We're getting some light areas where I think the light's going to be shining on this nose. So just from darkening these values up, we've actually got a better result. And that's just down to one of you asking me about this block. If I hadn't darkened everything up, then we'd still be in the same state as we were last time. And I think it's a better piece for it. So thanks for asking me that question. It has made this piece a lot better. Sometimes think I've gone too dark. If you go too dark, you can always take it back again. You just get yourself an eraser and you pull the light areas back. You can't make any mistakes, I don't think. I sometimes think you've got to push the boundaries, and when you push the boundaries and it works, you just never go back. You know, you realise that, well, it's made for a better picture. It's made for a better drawing, so maybe next time I'll push it a little bit further and see what happens. I think like extreme light next to extreme darkness is always a good image. You know, it's dramatic, and you want people to look at your picture and think, yeah, that's all right, or do you want people to look and think, wow? That's very dramatic. Right, folks, we've done half an hour. I think I'll leave it at that. So, I'll just check this out a minute. Have a little close up. Looks pretty good. Right, folks, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye. Bye.